Hey folks, I'm the Mysterious JG. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. Won't be much of a gap for you, but there's been quite a gap for me, as you can see, if you were paying really close attention. This is actually the same playtime, 42, 41, 42, where I saved at the end of the last video. These are the save slots that I've scraped up in the meantime. Probably not going to use all of them. I just saved after doing various things to make sure that I didn't miss. I did a lot of off-screen grinding, and I didn't want you guys to miss any cinematics, although now that I'm thinking about it, the easiest thing to do would just be to zip to all the spots where I remember seeing a cinematic, and then loading the last save, but we got from 42, 41, 42, and with off-screening, usually while doing something else, listening to music, or watching Mystery Science Theater, or watching somebody else's LPs, or what have you. Spent 42 hours of gameplay, almost 70 hours of gameplay. So like almost half of my gameplay time at this point is off screening in this act to get to where our characters will be when we load. And considering that a big chunk of this was off screening, this LP seems like it's going fairly fast, and maybe it doesn't, maybe it feels like it's dragging to you guys, but I've actually done quite a bit of off-screening over the course of this LP. But we're going to pick up from this save slot because I want you guys to see some of what I had to do. Like when I get to battles that I did like many times over, I will explain, but I'll show you them each one once. Eidolons came to grant a despairing l'Cie the death they crave, or so it is believed. But when the Eidolon Alexander is summoned by Hope's confused anguish, Lighting sees a different reason behind the entity's appearance. She comes to believe the Eidolons appear in order to prevent l'Cie from giving up on themselves. When l'Cie, consumed by despair or rage, or close to losing the path, that they're... Fine. Game doesn't want me to read the text, I want to read the text. It's like, damn, he's starting to figure out the story. So what was I doing at this point? I believe I was heading to... There's a place we need to go to, Oh, actually, this is going to kind of suck. I don't want to waste a lot of time because I know I've got a state to load. But, because there's cinemas that will pop up periodically when I see someplace for the first time, I don't want to just outright skip anything either. That's going to bother me that I don't remember exactly where some of these cinemas triggered. I don't know why I'm heading this way exactly. Other than that it might lead towards the next mark mission that we need to do. There's a mark mission. It is considered for this stage of the game fairly difficult that we need to do. And it is a mark mission that I probably fought that damn thing 100 times. I wouldn't be at all surprised if I had... Oh, god damn it. I'm really hoping to get away without fighting this guy. Oh, but somehow we got a preemptive strike even though I was trying to avoid him and he snuck up on us. How does that work? Well, I guess we were on aggression, which is... I don't know. Either of them would have worked, I suppose. I guess I've got lightning equipped with something that allows you to start out with haste. I've forgotten about that. I've forgotten what their gear is. I have obviously messed around a lot with what people's gear is on the course of like 30 hours of crap that I went through off screen. Definitely some kind of like unexpected plot scene popped up here. Little optional plot scenes. I think we'd have to get... Now, I don't think I could go out of the act, because this is the closest thing this game has to a sandbox, and you were allowed to come back here later. It's one of the only areas of the game where you're allowed to revisit, is this whole Pulse Wilderness area. But I think you're supposed to see any optional cinemas the first time, because they're kind of written around the idea that your characters are exploring this for the first time. Did I already do this one? Yes, I did. So what we're basically going to be doing in the next video or so is, oh yeah, now I'm on the right track. Just, no, I don't want to fight you guys, just leave me alone. You don't want to fight me either, do you? No, I don't think so. We need to, do a couple of missions that will allow us to get access to chocobos. That will allow us to get access to 1 or 2 areas on the huge Yashif or Acolyte Steps, whatever it is, map that we haven't seen before. This is not a new cinema scene, although for a minute I thought it would be. This is Valis Media. Or Medea, or something. But no, we gotta do enough mark missions to get access to new areas of that map area. The, damn it, I thought I was gonna, like, somehow sidestep this. We actually need relentless assault here. We need the two Ravagers to focus on one guy and get rid of it before they merge. Although I don't know that these guys do merge. Some of the fairly looking enemies do. It's kind of weird to be playing this with the sound. I've been playing this game a lot with the sound off. You know, grinding. It's kind of weird to have to provide commentary again. Am I at the right place at all? No! I don't think I am, actually. I think I'm heading in the completely wrong direction here. Oops. Yeah, I'm actually gonna... I'm a little nervous now that after that last video with all that time spent lost, we're gonna have kind of a lot of that here. And it's gonna be extra frustrating for me because of the fact that I'm not getting anything like CP rewards out of the grinding that we're doing. Out of my way! You're nothing! Well, they kind of are nothing. Wide open! I'd really like to get this part knocked out. I just want to show you the edited highlights of what I had to do off screen so that I don't feel like I'm leaving you guys in the dark. Other than a couple of little short, but they're voice acted cinematics that I'd be missing. Otherwise, I could show you all the fights. None of the enemies that I'm fighting are like guys who only appear once. If I could just, it would be a much harder fight. I'll have to claw my way through some of these mark battles that are quite easy for me once I got to the point where I was grinding on them. But if I just get to the point where I got access to chocobos, I can showcase a lot of stuff. So yeah, I had a real good feeling I was going the right way, and then I realized, no, I kept seeing that while coming at... I was heading back to the Acolyte Step, the main kind of branching point for the map. That's what I was doing. So really I should... I just went completely the wrong direction right from where we loaded the game. I could even consider just chucking what I've done in this video so far, but you know what? I gotta suffer through it, you'll suffer through it too. Well, we're not suffering, folks. We're enjoying the beautiful, relaxing music. This whole stretch of the game, by the way, completely optional. The main Acolyte Steps map, Acolyte Step, whatever the heck it's called, Steps map. Oh, hey. Can't open it without fighting that thing, and I don't feel like it because I'm sure that A, it's not game-changing stuff, and B, when we load state, I'm sure I will pick it up at some point. I've gotten reasonably better at sidestepping enemies, although in some areas like this one it's very difficult. I got through. Right at the end there, that dickhead was gonna get me. Pretty sure, yeah, this is the way I should have gone from the get-go in this video. There's some wonderful goblin sounds there. Just charming. Now I think that is taking me... I feel like I'm missing a little cinema. Maybe it pops up over here. There's definitely a mark battle over there at some point. Alright, let's go this way. There's a mark battle we are supposed to do up in this direction. We can avoid these guys. Damn it, why did you guys don't want to fight me? Why do I don't want to fight you? Let's make lots of money. I'm gonna be in real risk throughout these battles against this regular old enemies of underestimating the difficulty, because I'm used to fighting with a party that's been leveling up for quite a while. Guys make some really disturbing noises as you fight them. And bullet with flashbacks of the guys that get transformed into monsters. It's just strange that this game is like mostly got this like kind of future tech setting, and then there's this big one really big jungle area that is the entirety of the sandbox. Yes, Fang, thank you for that. Damn it, guys. How am I doing? I'm Ed Koch. How am I doing? Maybe it's the first time you come back through that path after fighting the mark that we're going up here to face. I definitely remember this strange feeling that we had a cinema, even though it didn't seem like I was in new territory when it happened. Should probably go back and watch and make sure that I'm not thinking of the last cinema that happened in something that's already been recorded, and that in fact, I'm not looking for a cinema that's already triggered. But as you can see up there, well, I don't want to hang out here and get in a fight, but there's like a city in the background. But this is not where the, well, there's a map pointing us up here because of a Seath Stone. But, in fact, the overall story, if you go back to the Arclight Steps, the map is pointing in a completely different direction. Or immersive effects right now. But no, this is totally optional area. We don't need to come here. Even though we're supposed to be looking for trace of Pulse Civilization, try to find out what's going on. Apparently coming here is not how we're meant to be doing it. So I want to get rid of these. I'm going for this, I'm sticking with this with the 2 commandos because they clear out weak enemies fairly quickly. I don't believe, now the goblins, they will come in this group with a powered up guy called Goblin Chieftain and regular goblins. And I believe the regular goblins can turn into Goblin Chieftain. I don't think it works that way with the Munchkins and the Munchkin Maestro. So if you clear out his foot soldiers, it's just you and him. And he does like buffs on them, but if he leaves Vanille alone, we'll be fine. If he kills Vanille, I'm not trying to get through this, like, super skillfully. I'm just trying to, like, bruise my way through so that we can load at the save state where I've already got everyone at higher, levels on their chrysanthemum grids. And, of course, with much better gear. Gear. That's why I'm doing my damnedest to sidestep enemies. It doesn't feel like it's been a short trip to me. Here's some kind of cinematics, not the one I was thinking about, though. Pulse City, USA.
I gotta say, this is weird.
Sydney Opera House used to look a lot different.
When we were young, we were always taught that someday we'd be attacked by the demons of Cocoon.
The demon sphere.
And look at us now, waltzing back into Erba, with the very people we were chosen to take up arms against.
As prisoners of war,
Yeah,
put your hands up.
back then, we never would have helped you guys. Oh,
Well, right. Back then is when you got your first focus, so...
right.
Yeah, whatever.
We already talked a bit about that. Huh.
A little bit.
Must have been centuries ago now, when me and Fang joined the battle against Cocoon.
Yeah, this never really made that much sense to me,
During the
but...
fight, I became Ragnarok
Pretty cool, huh?
and cracked Cocoon's shell.
That must have been hard on you going through that.
That was a lot of fun,
The
actually.
memories, they're all pretty fuzzy.
Thanks, like,
Cocoon's
oh,
version of the War of Transgression must have been built up around what you two did.
I didn't do anything.
oh, yeah, I know.
I
I'd
just
carry
got
the
turned
team.
to crystal, and I can't even remember why that happened. Don't even have the memories to show for it.
It's all my fault. So many people died because of me.
No, no one's disputing that now. Lightning has nothing to say.
It's
doesn't
over.
care.
Those souls can rest.
Snow has nothing to say in that case. You guys talking about Sarah? You're not talking about Sarah, I'm not interested. Anyway, this isn't Erba. We're supposed to be heading for Erba. This is just something else. So let's go in here and see what there is to see. Well, for one thing, looks like there's a lot of Seath rummaging around. Probably supposed to be dead pulse folks. This was a dead pulse bird, I suppose.
Keep a cool head. It's going even faster if I could use my fully leveled party, but yeah, these guys are not much more normal. Although they're doing a bit of damage. Ooh.
That's how it's done.
That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Microwave ovens, custom kitchen delivery. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. Okay, so at this point we are gonna try to sneak past these foes. The damn flyers, the ones who always catch you. Just like that. Forgot to switch Relentless Assault to my default paradigm, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be going up against the a Mark pretty soon, unless I totally don't have the prerequisites for it in this save, and I didn't realize it. But if we do have the prerequisites, we're going to be fighting a Mark soon, and we don't want to start with Relentless Assault. We're going to need to throw down some debuffs on it.
Nothing personal.
Actually, it's probably not absolutely necessary, but... we got it staggered. We'll throw in some more commandos in the mix because they deal more damage to the staggered enemies. And their biggest disadvantage is they don't drive up the chain meter, but we don't need it to drive up so much now that it's staggered. Although, some stuff about this game's combat engine I didn't even figure out until Final Fantasy 13-2, but you can continue to drive up that chain meter while they're staggered, and you can get it up to 999. Which is not a bad idea against some guys. So here we go, folks. Bituitus the Pillager. The undying, fearsome Seath who defy Lefalsi will, driven by an intense loathing of all that lives. The Pillager, Bituitus, is of their number, and it is my fate to seal his. Villages that survive the war remain unsafe, for his path of destruction sweeps through them all. Even my own fell before him. The demon is said to make his fastness in the Padrean apocalypse, but he will find no sanctuary from me there. Do you want to take on this mission? Yes. Erase memory of film from mankind's consciousness? Yes. This Mark mission is the one I did probably 100 times because his rare drop items include things that will allow you to get speed shoes, Hermes sandals, and he's got his own little fancy cinema scene where he just kind of flies around. This is fairly difficult for this stage of the game, but you know, as I fought him over and over and got more and more chrysanthemum points, even though it's really inefficient use of chrysanthemum points at this point, because I had to do all the grinding for items anyway, I ended up putting chrysanthemum points into people's secondary rolls, and even if you don't use their secondary rolls, it still gives you stat boosts. So let's take on, this would be hopefully the last time I ever do this, because I've done it so many times off screen, to the point where I could defeat this thing in less than 30 seconds. It's going to take more than 30 seconds with this party, but let's get it done here. Okay, first thing I'm going to want to do is use Libra on it. Now it's capable of inflicting daze and imperil, and I think we probably know enough. We know that it's immune to daze, pain, fog, and poison, and that it's weak against magic, strong against pretty much all types of element, but stronger against physical. And it also uses this really annoying miasma attack, which just inflicts lots of status ailments on you right off the bat. So what I've got is Vanille and Fang both casting all the debuffs on it they can, while Lightning is a medic to keep us all healed. And then we switch over now that we've got a couple of debuffs on it. Slow, it looks like we've got on the one that makes it weaker against elements, and we've also got on the one that makes it easier to interrupt its actions, which is a great one. Oh crap, this is gonna hurt though. 11 Bolt is its nastiest attack. It hits you with a ton of lightning damage. It took down Vanille faster than I was really expecting. This is not going that well, actually. Like I said, folks, win this thing in 30 seconds with my party that's leveled up. Not so much with this one. So we need to apply some more debuffs to it. We need to get at least de-shell.
Change of plan.
Did they get the shell? I saw him casting it. Yes, it did link. So now you see its hit points going down a lot faster. There's 11 Bolt again. 11 Bolt.
You looking at me?
I don't see anyone else here. They must be looking at me. I generally don't get a chance to stagger it before it dies when I'm fighting it with a better party than this, but if we stagger it here, that's certainly not something I'm going to complain about.
You looking at me?
I don't generally stop to see what I'm doing when I just use auto commands and pay attention to my rolls on the chrysanthemum thing, but man, when I saw Lightning switch to medic and start healing someone other than herself, I did have a moment of like, what the fuck are you doing? We lose if you die. Anyway, there you go, folks. That's Bituitus Pillager. I managed to beat it with 5 stars, so that's not too bad. Like I said, it takes about 25 to 30 seconds with a fully leveled up party with like optimum gear, but a little bit more of a challenge otherwise. No spoils, although it drops tetratic crowns and tetratic tiaras. Both of them are pretty rare, but those are ones that if you level them up all the way and then dismantle them, you can get Hermes sandals and sprint shoes, which give you there's no auto haste in this game that's like ongoing throughout the battle, never wears off. But one of them gives you start with haste, one of them gives you, the first time you get knocked into critical, haste is automatically cast. And they both synthesize with, or synergize, excuse me, with Lightning's weapon in a really useful way. Mission complete. First time you beat it, you get, your party has earned the rank of Archaeopolitan Idol, and you get a nice cinema, which you don't get when you beat this thing other times, because I didn't have to watch this every single frickin' time. I still don't understand what that's about. I'm sure it pops up if you do lots more mark missions. You find out what this thing is, but I don't understand what that is. If you beat it, if I go back and fight it again, which obviously I did, it gives you 5 bomb cores. See, it looked like it... Oh, never mind, they're still in there. These, will those pop up and be missions that I can do later? I don't know. It drops 5 bomb cores if you beat it again, so that's the other reason to fight it. Whistlewind Scarf. That's something that I think I had equipped to Lightning in the past. I'm not going to mess around with equipment too much. Though just to make the next few boss fights easier, it might be worth putting a little effort into the chrysanthemum spheres. Yeah, I didn't realize that I still have chrysanthemum sphere stuff to do. Apparently I was going for Ravager next. Or apparently I was going for Medic next. Yeah, I was going for that accessory slot. Oh, doing it backwards. Okay, maybe I won't bother with this because this is going to eat up a lot of time. Should have been going after the accessory slots. Whatever. We got a new accessory slot now for Vanille, and I could give her that Whistlewind Scarf I just got. It gives you 1 ATB segment, really not that big of a deal. Kill TP charge. 2 things from this group gives you an interesting ability, but I don't have any, or 3 things I guess, but I don't have anything from that. I'll give her even longer buffs, so buff will continue to be the stuff. So we can clear this place out of interesting treasure, but now we need to make our way towards another mark mission. We'll have a couple of little mark missions we'll need to do to unlock Chocobos. And once I unlock Chocobos, I'm just going to give you guys a tour of the Arclight steps. That'll probably end up... This'll going to take more than one video to do all this. And eventually, we will make our way back to... we will get to the save game slot where I've actually gotten like better weapons for everybody, better equipment, better everything. I don't even want to save, just in case. Let's see, where are we at in the video? It's just about time to end it, actually. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to call it a video so that I can research what exactly we need to do next. I know that I need to get out of here, but I want to try to figure out what the most efficient way to fight the next few marks is. Like I said, I want you guys to see exactly what I did to get to the point where I was ready to just grind. And I did some grinding at this point and got stronger before taking on the next set of marks. But I'm just going to try to power through to where I can get frickin' chocobos. Show you everything. And then we'll continue on with the plot. And we should be able to stomp our way through the next section of plot. Once I get that party with all of its weapons and stuff, it should actually be quite easy. So we'll see whether that's the case or not in the next video. I'm the Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.